Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today I thought I would share with you, I've been sitting here part of the afternoon making my 3D swaps for the upcoming convention in Orlando. And so I thought I would share with you what I was doing and how to make these cute little treat pouches. Now inside I've got either some Dove chocolates or some Hershey's nuggets, and I put a couple of them in this cute little pouch, and I thought I would just share with you very quickly. It's a very fast project. What you need is a piece of, I'm using Very Vanilla, and this is 5.5 by 3. Then I have a piece of black that is 2 inches by 3.25. Then I have a piece of Granny Apple Green that is 1.25 by 3. And then I have used some Mossy Meadow and using my Sprig punch and then using my leaf punch and using my 4-petal flower punch, I have punched out in Granny Apple Green, and I'll just show these to you, a whole bunch of these little leaf sprigs. Then with the Sprig punch, I've punched out a bunch of the sprigs in Mossy Meadow, and then using my 4-petal flower punch, I used some of my first frost paper and cut out a whole bunch of little leaves. Now, I'm making quite a few, so I actually have quite a few of those things already punched out. I've got all of my pieces cut. So I thought I would just share with you putting these together. It's a fun little project. It would make a great favor to take to somebody or a cute little something for the holidays for someone. And let's see. And I'm using a little sentiment that says "for you," and right now I can't remember what stamp set it comes, but I'll put it on the screen for you. And then I'm using some of these tinted faceted buttons, and so I have started making some of these little pieces here to go on the front. So let me tell you what has to happen here. In order to make these, let's just start one kind of from the beginning. I have my piece of Very Vanilla that I have cut to 5.5 inches by 3, and I'm going to score that 2.5 inches and at 3 inches, and then just folding that into place. There we go. Doesn't have to be anything more than just a finger fold on that. Okay, then the other piece is the Granny Apple Green, and my Granny Apple Green gets scored at, I think it's 5/8 of an inch, so that we get a little score on the top, and there, that's all there is to it. My black piece is scored right at the 1 inch mark here, and then that is folded in half. And those are the pieces that we need to do this. Now, what I've done is using my glue dots here, I've taken a couple of chocolates, and they were either Dove chocolates or these dark chocolate nuggets with almonds, and I've put a glue dot on the back of each of the nuggets and then fit it into place here on my Very Vanilla panel. And the objective was just so these don't move around or they don't slide out once things are put together. So there I've got my 2 pieces, and that's my little pouch with my treats inside. Then I have my black piece here, and what I have done with that is I have used my tear tape, and I have put a length of this tear tape right on the back of this near the fold. Put one at the top and one at the bottom here so that I could put this into place on my little pouch here. So let me just go ahead and remove that backing paper there on my tear tape. There we go. And this piece then gets centered, or the vanilla piece gets centered on the black just underneath the fold and gets put into place. Now then, on the front side, I used just snail because I don't want to make this so hard for people to get into that they can't quite do it. So I put some snail on the front here and closed my pouch. Then I've got my little piece of granny apple green, and I've done the same thing, snail again. And I just put quite a bit of it, just on both sides of that fold, so that this, and I'm just kind of eyeballing the center here, gets folded over and put on the front of my little pouch. And then I took my two little pieces of 4-petal flowers, and just using my fingernail, I gave them a little dimension. And I'm just using 2 of these flowers per decoration. And I'm adding a little bit of snail and then settling them one on top of each other so that the petals overlap. Then I'm putting, using my pierce mat, a little hole in the middle of the flower. And then I've got a whole bunch of, we have different kinds of brads. We have metallic ones and we have ones that are colored. And I just happen to have a stash of these silver ones here. So I'm going to put my brad on the back of my flower to hold those 2 pieces together and give it a little raised center there. Now what I've done is taken my sprigs here, and I have been putting a little bit of snail on a sprig and putting it behind my flower, one on each side. This is a very fast little project. I tried to make them interesting but simple because I'm making so many of them to take to the convention. And then I put a little bit of snail on my green, granny apple green leaf and put my leaves in place here. Then I took some dimensionals, and I've used like 3 of them so that I'm capturing the flower, the brad, and the leaves that I've put on the back here, and put that into place here and pull those off and set that right on the top of my little decorated box. Here is my little For You stamp, and I forgot to stamp that before I got started here, so I'm going to try and do it with this attached. There's my For You, and hopefully I can get away with that. There we go, For You. And then the final piece is I've taken these little buttons here and I've used a glue dot on the inside of the indented side of the button here. So I put my glue dot in there and then put it over the brad, and the glue dot is holding it in place and making this pretty little center for my flower. Then I just fluff my little leaves, and there we go. I've got my project. And it is a fast and easy little project to make when you've got to make some favors. I often make these, and these will be also thank you gifts for my customers in November. Because as long as I'm making, I'll just go ahead and make extras to give my customers. But aren't they cute? I've had a lot of fun with them. And there we go. That is the project for today. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, and or you could join my team. The details are always listed below the video, and this is my website, www.lbedinger.stampinup.net, and I'm just about ready to launch my blog, and I'll do that, and we'll do a little fanfare around that and some giveaways. So the giveaway for this video, I'm doing giveaways for 30 days because I hit my 10,000 subscribers, will be a package of the First Frost paper. It's such beautiful paper, and so there will be a prize draw for that. Just make a comment below. The drawing for the month is a $50 shopping spree on me, and all it takes to get that is to make an order on my website, www.lbedinger.stampinup.net. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll be back soon with more cards and more projects. Bye!